They did the thing, the sacred music lick. We're so happy to announce that this video is sponsored by Skillshare. Woo! So when we read the comments in the comment section from you guys saying that you're inspired by our videos to pick up an instrument or learn music theory, it makes us so happy.
Some of you aren't in a position to take a class at a university or in school, so Skillshare is a great way to kind of get a class, but not have to be in class.
If you don't know what Skillshare is, it is an online learning platform that has lesson videos on 25,000 different topics, including singing, music theory, and art, and more. Skillshare's affordable music classes are easy to follow, with concise information that makes it easy for people of any experience level to digest.
So, just for you guys, the first 500 of our subscribers that use the link in the description will get a 2-month free trial. So whether you just are curious about what what it is, or you're just, getting creative, or maybe you want a career in some of this stuff, Skillshare is a perfect place for you to learn in 2019.
With that being said, let's move on to the reaction portion of this video.
Boop.
Do you like your mom?
I do.
Yes.
Am I about to not to?
No, you're about to cry.
Oh.
I'm not gonna cry. I don't do that anymore.
Okay, now you're reacting to the singer-songwriter Young Hyun and her 2015 release called Mother to Daughter, which features the young singer Kim Gyuri.
Young Hyun is a great person in the folk song history in Korea. For this song, she participated in writing the lyrics.
She has no child, but the lyrics reflect the stories she received at a radio that she's been hosting since 1999. The mother in the music video is her sister, Young Ki Kyung, the actress.
Oh my god, I love it already. Let's see. Oh, piano.
Okay, I know we've talked about how the piano and the high voice is a very intimate texture. Here it is again. Oh, and they roll the piano chords instead of just play them as block chords at the beginning of each phrase.
I feel like this is a very difficult language to sing softly and high.
They did the thing, the sacred music lick. That's everywhere in sacred music.
Is that?
They're in a church. They know their shit. This is everywhere in sacred choral music.
Interesting voice.
Acoustic guitar and strings. What more do you need?
She sounds so sweet and like she's lived life and knows things, more things than I do.
So this is the loud dynamic, and I would still classify it as a mezzo piano plus. So by having it as sort of a softer dynamic, it seems more gentle.
Aww. I like how they play with age.
Well, so it just picked up a little bit in tempo.
The teenage angst is so real.
Oh, don't say that, sweetie.
I really like the set. It's like a theater set. Reminds me of the film Dogville by Lars von Trier. It's the same story.
Man, there's something about the timbre of the human voice when layered. It's such a homogeneous sound.
Instrumental solo.
Gotta have a trumpet at the wedding.
It's like the approval. Like,
He's good looking. She's like, yeah, mom. Just kidding.
Ooh, that's a big mood. Is that a harp? Harp and wind chime. Okay. No, that's just like a thing. Like harp and wind chime together, that's the schmaltzy, that's the like as pastoral as you can get at this point.
Oh yeah, canon.
It's the handing off,
Out of the pockets.
like the generation passing on.
That was heavy. Man. And I actually wanted to ask, do you know how old she is? And the only reason I ask is because I thought it was really, really, really amazing, especially if they're not as old as they sound, because one of the things that I picked up on was the way they were producing syllables. To an extent, in some places, the way pitch was approached and even the way vibrato was approached, it made it sound like whoever was singing was an older lady.
She was born in 1952, so she was in her 60s when she.
She's pretty old.
Yeah, so never mind that. But it still goes to show how awesome that is, because at times her voice also sounded young and free and unencumbered, and there were times when she did embrace that big wide vibrato that comes with age. There were some notes that weren't quite approached with the right pitch, and I think that was on purpose, just to kind of like show the age coming out. So I thought that was really kind of cool and narrative and a really cool way to tell the story. And then the little girl singing too was really nice. And I like how it was a dialogue. That was really cool how they did that as well.
I don't know. I feel like mother-daughter relationships are very complicated, and I'm blessed to have an amazing mother who I love very much. What it comes down to is this song hit all the right points for us, so it was well written and well done, because here we are like really like thinking like, oh my god, my childhood, my parent, like, you know.
I said one thing about a 251 to 4 at the beginning of the video, but I wasn't thinking about how the song went when I was listening to this song, because I was thinking about what it was about. I often say the chords were just boring as a way to qualify music that doesn't have anything else going on in it. So I automatically default to a boring harmonic rhythm or boring harmonic choices as a default critique. I would prefer that a song have 6 chords and be as honest and like heartfelt as that than hear something as complicated as Train, you know? I didn't think about the fact that I was reacting to a song. I reacted to something that was actually being like emotionally given to me.
The girl's voice, I was like, wow, that's a good pairing of both of them. So you have like a lighter, like 2 different types of light textures.
Yeah, I think the fragility of her voice really gets to me. And I actually prefer the version with the sister with Akmu, from Akmu. In terms of like the younger daughter's voice, I think I prefer that exchange. Also just seeing her expression in like that live performance setting, that's very touching.
Sadly, it's strikeable. That video, even when I pitch shifted it, whatever.
Oh, really?
Copyright still striked, yeah.
Oh, wow, that's pretty strict. Well, yeah, you saw that. It's probably the only time I'll tear up during a reaction.
And you felt like the music supported what was going on?
Yeah, absolutely. There is that, Isaac mentioned a Pachelbel's canon, but like that little bridge, it did have like this weird Baroque vibe, where it did the applied, it's like an applied 5, so it's a 5 of 5, and which is a thing that you only hear in classical music. So it actually took me out, like, oh, whoa, I forgot about this part. But I think, yeah, it fits like the music video going into the wedding near the end. Like it gets more grand and a bit more monumental, and with the choir. Like the choir, it risked almost becoming a little tacky, but I think it still worked.
Yeah.
Although I noticed that the Korean language is like very hard to sing like that high up, like softly, and make the like the vowels and stuff and the consonants like not sound too like, I don't know, not to like so they don't bump, if that makes any sense. Because like some of the like ch sounds, they can pop out of the texture really easily. So to kind of smooth those out, that high up and that's delicate of a texture is like, oof. But they really did a great job. And obviously the message was awesome. I mean, really hits you. Like the drum set in the back was like, it was active but not too active. Like it wasn't like, you know? It was just like enough to let you know, this is a drum set. It's gotta get like a rock feel, you know? Like just enough to let you know it's there. And that kind of pushes it forward, you know? Adds a little bit of intensity. While all the soft emotional stuff is going over the top.
I mean, I think for me it was more of the lyrical, like the actual lyrics that brought it to life, I think. I think it kind of perfectly symbolizes the mother-daughter relationship in a nutshell. Because when you do go through your teen years, you just have to hate your mother as a girl. At least I know that because I watched my sister do it and then I turned around and did it. Like, you hate your mom. No matter like what she tells you, it's wrong in your eyes. And you have to go through that phase. Like, if you've already been through it, you know what I'm talking about. And if you haven't, it's coming, I promise you. Even if you and your mom are like BFFs, there's gonna come a day where she just makes you angry all the time for no apparent reason. And then you're gonna go through this whole stage in life where like you're actually trying to like make her proud and you never feel like you're enough. And then it suddenly turns around and you realize that all this time your mom has just been trying to do the absolute best that she can do as your mom and as a role model for you as a woman and just everything in life, and she feels like she hasn't done enough. And I think this song and the music video perfectly capture that she's ultimately thinks, you know, she did everything she possibly could think of to be the best mom ever, and she still thinks she wasn't good enough. And she just hopes that you can do better.
Hello everyone, I'm Umu, React to K channel creator, and I'd like to thank you for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed or learned something from it. If you'd like to support us or help React to K grow, you can do so by visiting our Patreon and help us out by pledging any amount you can. Till next time.